where we talk everything that's related to cryptocurrency, financial markets, and financial products. Guys, a very, very warm welcome to all of you, people joining from across the globe. A very, very warm welcome to each one of you. Just a sec, I'm going to adjust my camera a bit. So, how is everyone doing out there? I know there is a lot happening everywhere, and it's just like too overwhelming for all of us to actually get onto all the things that are happening. Some of the things are like so negative. It's actually taking me like completely. I'm just going too crazy about some things. For a few things, I actually literally cried when I had looked into the kind of news that's being widespread across. So oh my God, what a tragedy, what a thing that is going on. While for a few of us there might be some good news is out there. Like I do have a good news for all of you that Zbit is officially launched basically, and Zbit is ready to use. It has spot and futures market which is available right now, and there are various cryptocurrencies that are available on Zbit. So since you know that it is launched, there's an active campaign going on Zbit. So I would request each one of you to scan the QR code that is there on the screen to be able to download Zbit, because there you stand the chance to win the lottery that's going on Zbit right now. So the lucky winners will get anything in Doge, in the form of Doge, Pepe, or Solana, and you can stand the chance to 5x or 100x your reward once you register yourself, and after that KYC compliant yourself, and then if you deposit crypto on that to start trading, you will have you will get the chance to 5x to 100x your income. So not income, I would say it will be like your reward basically. So if you haven't really explored this option, you guys got to go and check this out right now. So any kind of doubts, any kind of problems you have while scanning, registering, or while completing your KYC, you can ask me live on the channel, as well as there is 24/7 customer service available on that platform. You can use that as well to basically talk to the people out there. So guys, don't miss out this opportunity. Zbit is running a campaign where you could win, you could stand the chance to win around up to 1200 US dollars. So which means that the reward can come in any form. It can be either in the form of Doge, it can be in the form of Pepe, it can be in the form of Solana, or even SUI for that matter. So if you do not wish to miss the chance, then you have to go register yourself on the app and scan this QR code right now, which you see on the app on the screen right now. I'm also going to just a sec. I'll also share my referral link, which you can use to even download this app. Just a sec, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to download the referral link for all you guys. I'll give you the referral link too. So my referral code and referral link is available. So just in case the QR code doesn't work for you, you can as well use this too. Just a sec, I'll log in. Okay, let me just share this with you guys. Okay, so that is your registration link, and here is my referral code. All right, Yeah. So guys, Zbit is live. Zbit is available on the Play Store for all of you to download. There's an active campaign that's going on right now. So there's a lottery draw. There's a win. There's a draw that's going on. So you could stand the chance to win up to 1,200 US dollars, which can be in the form of either Pepe, Doge, or Solana or SUI. So you could, stand the chance to win free cryptocurrency by registering yourself on the app and then KYC registering yourself, which means you need to submit your proof of ID and proof of address and KYC register yourself. And after you're done with that, you can deposit crypto to start trading on the platform, either in spot market or futures, depending on what you are comfortable with. So after registering yourself, you will stand the chance to enter into the contest. So make use of this platform, guys, and let us know if you face any kind of issues while you are registering yourself or you're getting started with the platform. While you can get in touch with both of us, the live hosts are available like 8 hours a day. We are there live almost, and then even if we are not there at your service to kind of answer to you at some other time, there is 24-hour service, customer service available online, which is on the app itself. You can get in touch with our customer service directly. So go get yourself registered and also download the app so that you can start trading on it. Okay, so I hope you will get onto the platform and do this for me, and you will also confirm that to me. So let's move on to the crypto markets for today. A lot has been happening on the crypto market front, and it's such a disheartening time for all of us, including, I'm not just saying because the crypto markets are down, but looking at what is happening across the globe is actually taking me by goosebumps, taking me by, like, I'm just literally crying, especially with the air crash that has happened with Air India. I was just trying to investigate further on the things, whatever is, coming up. I'm every day just watching these news channels, and I'm just trying to research as much as possible what could have possibly gone wrong. And to my surprise and to my, I'm just too overwhelmed with whatever is happening, especially with people around 242, 250 is what that is being reported, that people have lost their lives. And I really, my heart, my soul, my everything goes with the people who have basically lost their lives, families. Some of the stories, if you see, they are like so disheartening. Like, there are people who are visiting their spouses for the first time. There were families who were like, planning to settle down, in London, like whole family, a family of husband, wife, and 2-3 small kids. And some were going to meet their spouses, some were going to meet their families, some were like going for studies, some were going for like, different people with different like, obviously, reasons to go to that country. And while they had so many aspirations or, dreams or things like that, I'm sure each one of them, the people out there, 250 people, whoever would have planned out of something during that period, like, how they and their family must be, feeling about it. Especially, I was like really disheartened to see one of the videos where the mother, I guess, of the crew member, the air hostess, which was flying on that, on that aircraft, because she also lost her life. So her mother was like crazily crying like anything, and her, looking at her, cries and whining and all of that, I was like, my God, I just got goosebumps on my, hands, and I was like, literally, I could feel that pain, the kind of pain that each one of them was going through. Definitely, these are not the stories, these are not the things we would want to hear or see every day, right? while we all as crypto supporters, crypto lovers, we are in the crypto markets, or we belong to the financial markets, we always we want to see something positive happening, and we want every day, like, all of us should make some good amount of money. This is what we always think, optimistically, like, always we have this like, what do you call it, the positive attitude towards everything. But what can we say? When there is optimism, there is also pessimism, right? So there is always the two sides of the coin. It's never like one thing at one time, right? So looking at whatever is happening right now, my heart, my soul, everything goes towards the people that are suffering, and not just that air crash, the airplane crash, but also to the people of Iran and Israel. I'm not understanding why everybody is like going crazy. Why can't all of us be at peace and solve things amicably? Why is there always a route of fights, wars, and things like that? Such kind of things totally just bounces over my head, when there can be a route which can be taken peacefully, and things can be sorted out peacefully. I really don't understand why do some people choose to go on the path of war, fights, or things like that. So definitely these incidents, these events that are going on live right now in the news everywhere, they are impacting the overall markets for sure. We know why am I even talking about it, is because of course they are impacting the overall markets, the market sentiments, the investors' confidence. Coming to the airplane crash, probably it might be an event from India. I totally get it. It might not have an overall impact on the crypto markets, because it's one portion of it. I can't say that it might be having a global effect or something, but yes, of course it might have. What it might have, it definitely would have impacted the overall share prices or the overall performance of that company, Air India. Basically, there was an aircraft from Air India, right? So definitely it would have lost the confidence of the maybe employees, investors, stakeholders, or even the people who were too confident about this company. So I'm definitely sure that the share price and everything of that particular like company would have got affected. But overall the crypto markets got affected because of that event. I don't think that would have impacted largely, majorly on it, but a portion of it, being that company, would have got definitely impacted. So I mean, I'm sure you guys, each one of you, because not just because you love investing in crypto or you love investing in stock markets, you follow the news, but you follow the news any which ways, like I also do. Not because I am trading or I want to keep a tab on everything that's happening, but I just keep a tab on everything just like that also. So yeah, so that news is definitely very, very disheartening to see, honestly speaking. And my total condolences, my total, thing towards all these people. And the story behind Israel and Iran's war, basically, it's a very weird thing to see that actually Israel was suspecting that Iran is actually, building up some kind of nuclear power to attack Israel at a later time. So they had some suspects regarding that, and before they could actually do anything, Israel actually took the decision of just attacking all the nuclear sites of Iran. So in that event, basically, that is where the war started. Actually, that is where very like big names, the commander-in-chiefs of various, the IRGC organization, which is there, they were killed in that. It's believed that this is like an assassination that has happened, because all the major, people who were involved in making these nuclear weapons or whatever, they got killed. The major scientists, basically, who were behind these projects, whatever, they also got killed into it. So it is a clear-cut thing where it's believed that Israel has, actually taken this thing to assassinate all the people, major people behind it. So this is what the news is saying. So how far it is true or false, we really cannot say, because anyways, which we are also following news. So whatever they show is what we believe in. So to retaliate to what Israel has done today, in the morning, I was just seeing the news. Iran has also retaliated back and sent missiles to Israel, and it is almost affecting the attacking the Tel Aviv region of Israel, basically. So the fight on the both sides is like crazy. Both of them have gone crazy. Of course, US has to interfere and say that they are not involved in either of them. Like they are not on anybody's side. They're not supporting anyone, anything as such. But coming to whatever these two countries are up to, it's a very disheartening situation to be. Of course, whatever the reason, for whichever reason they would have started this war, it definitely is not going in the right direction. I don't know if this was some personal attack on each other, whether these were governmental wars, governmental fights, or things like that. But definitely in all these, the common people are suffering, and including all of us, I guess, are suffering, because this is a war between two governments. Maybe whether it is related to nuclear power, or if it's related to anything else, but it is a fight or a war between those people. But other people, all the unnecessary people who are innocent enough, they are also getting affected by it, and it is a very, very disheartening situation to be in, and also to watch what is happening across, right? Trust me, not a good place to watch all these things that are happening across the globe. So these two incidents are definitely on a personal level also has impacted me way too much. And yes, we can see it's impacted the overall crypto markets too, like not just crypto markets, but overall the I think the Nifty, the stock exchange in India, basically the BSEs, NSEs, the Nasdaq, all the indexes are affected. The crude oil is affected, gold is affected, Bitcoin is affected. Every particular every particular asset class somewhere is affected because of whatever is happening. So while some of them are seeing like the major prices going up, for some of them the prices are going down. It's a combination of everything, and it's a very, very weird situation, to be honest. Like, while we can set aside the profits or losses we are talking about, because life is not just about profits or losses, seeing the horrific sides of whatever is happening, people getting injured, people are getting it's such an horrific thing to actually watch also, some of the things. So yeah, that is what is actually impacting the overall markets, as we can see. So Bitcoin in a recent past has seen around 112, I think 112 as the benchmark that they have set all-time high, and after that all-time high, now it's again come back to 104,999 as I'm talking about. So it's down by 0.10%. Ethereum also has touched up almost 2,800 and is back to 2,532. So it's also down by 0.79%. BNB is at $650.12 and it's also down by 0.5%. And Solana is at 145.56 and it is also down by 0.05%. XRP is actually at 2.1705 and it's also it's positive by 0.70%. So overall, all the crypto markets, cryptos are affected. I don't know what's with SUI. Let me see what's happening with SUI. Also, I can check it maybe. So SUI is also down by 0.39%. So it's also seeing a down trend right now. So each one of them is impacted. While the internal things that keep happening in the crypto industry itself also impacts the overall markets, but the geopolitical tensions across the globe also has overall great impact on all of the thing that's there, right? So it's a very bad situation to be, honestly speaking. So Now, coming to other than what could have been possibly impacting the markets, other than these two things, there's obviously we did see that after Bitcoin and the other altcoins have reached their all-time high, the price was correcting, auto-correcting itself, and then the price has gone for little consolidation, and that is what was happening. So let's. I wanted to actually just a sec. So, yeah, I was going to talk something else, but then it just slipped my head. So, the fear and greed index basically is at 52, which is a neutral, feeling all the people have. And the coin market market capitalization is standing at 3.28 trillion, and the volume is 103.75 billion. So, this one looks okay. It's a neutral feeling. It's not so. It's not so much of difference actually. So let me just take you through if I have any data which I can show you guys. I want to take you guys through some statistics because like I always tell that the prices of cryptocurrencies and other financial markets get affected because of whatever is happening across the globe. So you can see that what has Iran and Israel conflict meant for the economy. So oil prices have surged Friday, and gas prices could tick up in the weeks ahead. Impacts to trade routes like the Strait of Hormuz pose economic challenges. Federal Reserve expected to leave interest rates alone at next meeting. So these are the things basically getting impacted because of the Iran-Israel war. So Iran is among the world's largest producers of oil and has managed to maintain a booming global trade despite Western sanctions. Nearly all of its oil is being shipped to China as per the International Energy Agency. Major disruption to Iran's oil exports could prompt China to purchase more oil elsewhere, potentially affecting global markets. So China being one of the biggest consumers of or the buyers of oil from Iran, that could impact the overall the trade that happens between both the country. Lower gas prices have been one of the few bright spots for US consumers recently, but they could soon tick up, though likely now nowhere near the record highs of June 2022. So oil prices have already surged. I still expect gas prices to remain below last summer's levels, but the national average will likely climb 5 to 15. What is that? C, I'm not sure. 15 to 15 C per gallon, I guess, over the next week or two. Patrick Dehan, Gas Buddies head of petroleum analysis, wrote on X Friday afternoon. Dehan said diesel prices will likely see even larger increases, potentially 10 to 30% per gallon over the next 2 weeks. So more expensive energy tends to drive up cost on just about everything from groceries to shipping, but that doesn't mean we will see the type of shock that followed Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Earlier this month, the countries in the OPEC alliance decided to ratchet up oil production again, which can push crude prices down. So the average price for a gallon of gas in the US on Friday was $3.31 per gallon, down from $3.46 a year ago. So according to AAA, that's also well below all-time high of $5.02 per gallon in June 2022. So each of the asset classes are getting affected because of, this war that's going on between Iran and Israel. So the oil prices have already surged, and the gas prices are likely to, move ahead. Maybe in coming few days or weeks, we might see even the gas prices going up. So what has been the impact of Iran and Israel on Bitcoin? We have already seen Bitcoin has come down to almost 104 right now. So it was at 111 at some point in time, like few days ago. And now it's come down to 104, which definitely has made the people lose confidence in riskier assets and has made them liquidate the funds that they were holding. So definitely we can see a huge difference in the price of Bitcoin, which has actually impacted the overall crypto markets. Now let's move to other asset classes that got impacted. I would like to see the impact of it on gold. So how is gold market affected because of this Iran-Israel war? Okay. So we have some good sources. We can look into all these sources. So like I mentioned, oil prices have definitely gone up, and the gas prices are basically going to surge in coming few days or weeks. And then we have gold prices that are also seeing some kind of surge. So gold prices in Dubai rose sharply on Friday as escalating tensions between Israel and Iran pushed investors towards traditional safe haven assets. The 24-karat gold variant jumped by 4 dirhams, approximately $1.09 per gram, reaching 412.75 dirhams, around $112.284 per gram, inching closer to its all-time high of 420 dirhams. So it's crazy right now, 412.75. Imagine, guys. So the gold prices have gone up like crazily. The spike reflects a broader global trend of market volatility, where geopolitical uncertainties such as the latest airstrikes in the Middle East have renewed demand for stable investment options like gold. This marks an increase of 14 dirhams, approximately 3.83 per gram for 24-karat gold in just the past 3 days, making it one of the most notable short-term surges this year. So what's driving this surge? Basically, this latest spike in hostiles in the Middle East has taken the focus of trade negotiations for now, with investors making a play safe haven assets in response, said Tim Waterhouse, chief market analyst at KCM Trade. So definitely gold surge past resistance around 3,400 on news of the airstrikes, and further upside could be in store should the escalation continue. So earlier this year, 24-karat gold had touched a record high of $104.84 per gram, driven by the combination of factors including the global tariff war, a weakening US dollar, and heightened geopolitical tension. So impacts on the consumers in the UAE, the recent price jump has affected the spending habits of the UAE residents, particularly those planning to purchase gold jewelry ahead of summer travel. It's common for expatriates to buy gold as gifts for family and when visiting their home countries, but rising prices now may force a rethink. So overall, the crypto markets got affected. Bitcoin has definitely gone down, and all the other cryptocurrencies are affected by it. Oil prices have shooted up already. Gas prices are likely to increase in coming days. Then we have gold, which is already affected and already surged like crazily. It is like in Dubai right now, if I talk about, it is trading at 412 dirhams, guys. Oh, sorry, 420, yeah, 412 dirham per 24 carat gold. So, it is all these negative things definitely is impacting the overall markets, and it is definitely not that great situation, to be honest. Like, I mean, I don't know. Of course, the prices, inflation, and everything, it makes the lives of normal people only difficult, while the rich, they stay unaffected because of all the things that goes on. For them, it might be a very small thing. It might not affect them at all because after all, they have everything that they want. But the middle class people or the low class people, they are the people who basically suffer. And coming to the crypto markets or financial markets too, over there also, it is the retail investors or the traders that get majorly affected because of whatever happens. But it is not it is not about the major capitalist or the rich people out there that gets affected because of all these things. So I don't know what to say. These are some things which are out of control. These are some things which we cannot really say anything because we have very limited control on all these things. But what to do? It's just that we can only feel sad about it, feel empathetic, sympathetic towards it. But there's nothing that much we can do about all these things. This is what I feel, and all of us have very, very, very limited say on all these things. So overall, all these things are majorly impacting the things. Like the Air India crash actually has also impacted some of the flight timings, and not just Air India thing, but because of this war between Iran and Israel. So a lot of flights, especially in UAE, I've seen some news related to UAE that it got delayed. I'm sure even the flights across the globe that were traveling to any of these Middle Eastern countries like Iran or Israel, or places like Armenia, I think Kyrgyzstan, what else is there? Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan. I guess all these neighboring countries, and all these countries out there, they got affected, and there is delay in all the flights going to those nations. So I think overall it's not a good situation to be. And then definitely what we are seeing at the moment is not the way it has to go. So we will watch some things together, probably just understanding how the global markets are getting affected, some bit of news here and there. So oh my god, I don't know. While I'm talking to you guys, I'm feeling so overwhelmed at the moment, and I don't know what to say. Actually, it's such a for me, it's in such an overwhelming situation to be in. So yeah. Let me close all of this and just open YouTube, and if I have some news, we'll play some news. Oh my god. Let's just see this. I'll be looking into some bit of news for some time, then we'll also go back towards the technical analysis and other parts of things that we cover in the session. You know, our session is a combination of news, videos, some fun, entertainment, games, and everything. So let's just see some news together. How is that impacting the overall markets? This is Tel Aviv, basically, which got impacted because of the missiles that are being sent by Iran. Iran retaliated today on Israel.
You have French video? No. Hey! No, I was looking for someone, an officer. Yeah, but we have to be both lives. Well, the difference war is Israeli. Friday morning when they started the attack against Iran, that the full-scale attack war. For many days,
Looks like it's not moving in front anyway. Okay, I'm going to play something else maybe. No, not this. So this is Tel Aviv that got affected so badly.
Try to survive and also to demonstrate that Iran has some capacity to strike Israel. But so far, those efforts on the Iranian side have been far from impressive. The Israelis have been able to manage these barrages of ballistic missiles, at least so far.
The U.S. is hoping that Iranian leaders will show up in Muscat tomorrow for the next round of nuclear talks. The president initially said that an attack from Israel might derail those talks. Now he's saying that maybe this will encourage the Iranians to seriously negotiate. You think it's realistic that they show, and that this will be any initiative, any encouragement to negotiate more seriously, as the president says? Any incentive?
I really don't, Victor. I think if the Iranians show, even if they show, this is the key to an empty room right now. The Iranians have invested, $5 trillion in this nuclear program. It's become a source of national pride, prestige, and ultimately the Iranians may make a decision, assuming this regime survives, I suspect it will, to actually pursue a nuclear weapon. So, I mean, even if the Iranians showed for some reason to demonstrate something other than weakness, there's absolutely no chance that you're looking at a diplomatic off-ramp and negotiations on the nuclear issue, which the Israelis are in the prospects of continuing to undermine and to cripple, and those efforts are going to continue. I think even if they show, it would be largely performative. I see very little chance of anything meaningful emerging from that meeting.
Israel says it has killed 9 scientists and experts involved in Iran's nuclear program during its strikes against the country. Meanwhile, Iranian state media is reporting a new round of Israeli strikes hit several provinces in Iran. This is after a night of mutual missile and drone attacks between the two countries. Both sides claim to have intercepted incoming drones as the exchange of fire intensified overnight. The casualties are mounting. Israeli officials report 3 people killed, dozens more injured. Iran is reporting more than 100 people killed and hundreds more wounded from Israeli strikes, most of them civilians. In Israel, search and rescue crews are out right now searching south of Tel Aviv, where an Iranian missile struck a residential area. And on Friday, Iran's supreme leader issued a warning for Israel's leadership while the Israeli prime minister addressed the Iranian people.
Life will become bitter for them, without a doubt. They should not think they struck and it's over. No, they started this and triggered a war. We will not allow them to walk away unscathed from the great crime they have committed.
Tonight I wish to speak to you, the proud people of Iran. The time has come for you to unite around your flag and your historic legacy by standing up for your freedom from an evil and oppressive regime. It has never been weaker.
CNN's international diplomatic editor Nick Robertson is live in Tel Aviv. Nick, the back and forth continued overnight. Where does things stand this morning, afternoon, where you are?
Yeah, I think because we're now getting a few more details from the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, about the nature of some of these operations, it gives you a sort of a sense of a pause at the moment, even though Israel has been striking inside of Iran. Targets, it seems, in northwestern Iran, right in the west of Iran as well. So sort of on the border and that part of Iranian territory that's, if you will, closest to Israel. And it's included targeting, it appears, a couple of nuclear facilities, a reprocessing facility. The Iranians are saying that damage there is insignificant. But the details that you were just mentioning there about the Israel saying that they have killed 9 Iranian top nuclear scientists, the additional details that we have here, paint the picture of how Israel was able to do that. They say over the past more than a year, they'd intensified intelligence gathering efforts. And that's why they were able to take out these leading scientists, that they're sort of leaders in the field of physics, of mechanics, these key areas in the nuclear industry. They were able to take those people out, if you will. But we're also getting fresh details from the IDF in the last hour or so about casualties to Israeli defense forces. 7 service members, they say, were lightly injured in central Israel, taken to hospital but released home after that. But notwithstanding civilian casualties here in the southern suburbs of Tel Aviv, 2 people killed early in the morning, dozens others injured, another civilian killed overnight, strikes in the center of the city here in the southern suburbs, and intercepts going on across the country. I was talking with you earlier about coming across an intercept missile and watching one of those intercepts play out way out in the desert in Israel. And the intercept missile, if that's what it was still smoldering and smoking in the road. And I think that you get a sense of as an indication, even if you're not involved in a direct hit, you are still in danger. The streets here are much more empty than they would be at a weekend. People are concerned about where this goes to next, because it is in this sort of tit-for-tat stage, if you will. However, there is still a strong sense of this is something that was waiting to happen. There's a feeling that this is the right thing to do, support for the Prime Minister on this account at this moment. But the Defense Minister has warned Iran, if they continue their strikes, the pain will be felt in Tehran, the pain will be felt by the citizens in Tehran. So I think this is a long way from over. And if you will, in this tit for tat, Israel just had the last round of strikes, and I think everyone here will be waiting and watching for Iran's move. It's those ballistic missiles, not their drones, it's the ballistic missiles smashing into the city here, smashing into the suburbs last night. Those are the missiles that cause the biggest danger to Israelis at the moment.
All right, this back and forth, a long way from over. Nick Robertson, thank you. And I'll pick it up right there and take it to Aaron David Miller, former State Department negotiator for the Middle East and senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. Aaron, good morning to you. And so let's pick it up there, because where this ends depends upon the goal. And so the initial attack from Israel was to, they say, stop Iran from developing the final stages of a nuclear weapon. There are now 3 Israelis dead, dozens injured. What is the strategic goal this morning? Is it different?
I don't think so, Victor. And, you could look at Gaza as a sort of prologue here. I mean, 18 months on, what is the Israeli definition of victory? Prime Minister has defined it as total victory, which would mean not only destroying Hamas as a military organization, but eliminating, eradicating its influence in Gaza, which is going to be very difficult to achieve. Here, it seems to me, the Israelis want to destroy, cripple, I don't know exactly the words they're using, the Iranian nuclear program. That's going to be extremely difficult to do. It's redundant, it's buried, it's decentralized. We know after a day or so of strikes that they've damaged one of the major enrichment facilities, but they've left the stockpiles of highly enriched uranium, and of course the source of producing that uranium in Fordo, which is buried a half mile in and below a mountain. So a total victory here is going to be very difficult. And the Prime Minister has called for an uprising of the Iranian people against the brutal, authoritarian, repressive regime of the supreme leader. If regime change is an objective victory, you and I are going to be having this conversation probably next year at this time as well. So there is no off-ramp right now. I think the issue here is, will it escalate? Will it regionalize? Will the U.S. get involved? Will the Iranians strike American assets in the Middle East and Saudi oil-producing facilities? If they don't, I suspect in several weeks this could probably devolve into just a longer slog between Israel and Iran, with diminishing efforts by both sides to strike each other's territory directly.
Well, let's talk more about U.S. involvement. This is a question I put to Errol Lewis in the last hour. The influence that the U.S. has over what happens next, and how will it all, this president use that leverage to stop what's happening? What do you think?
Well, if you look at other negotiations that the president's involved in, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas, and now U.S., Iran, the reality is that there are a lot of words and rhetoric, but the deployment of leverage on both sides, whether it's the Russians and the Ukrainians, the Israelis and Hamas and Iran and Israel, the leverage really has not been effectively deployed. I think the president is now riding the tiger. I think he prides himself in at least enabling or not saying no to the prime minister's efforts to destroy, really understandable, the Iranian nuclear program, given how close the Iranians would be within 6, 8, 10 months to actually weaponizing. But I don't think he's in a position right now to bring the kind of leverage on both of these combatants that would negotiate or have this change into a ceasefire. The Israelis are going to continue to do what they're doing. And Iran, the Supreme Leader, is going to try to survive and also to demonstrate that Iran has some capacity to strike Israel. But so far, those efforts on the Iranian side have been far from impressive. The Israelis have been able to manage these barrages of ballistic missiles, at least so far.
The U.S. is hoping that Iranian leaders will show up in Muscat tomorrow for the next round of nuclear talks. The president initially said that an attack from Israel might derail those talks. Now he's saying that maybe this will encourage the Iranians to seriously negotiate. You think it's realistic that they show, and that this will be any initiative, any encouragement to negotiate more seriously, as the president says? Any incentive?
I really don't, Victor. I think if the Iranians show, even if they show, this is the key to an empty room right now. The Iranians have invested, $5 trillion in this nuclear program. It's become a source of national pride, prestige, and ultimately the Iranians may make a decision, assuming this regime survives, I suspect it will, to actually pursue a nuclear weapon. So, I mean, even if the Iranians showed for some reason to demonstrate something other than weakness, there's absolutely no chance that you're looking at a diplomatic off-ramp and negotiations on the nuclear issue, which the Israelis are in the prospects of continuing to undermine and to cripple, and those efforts are going to continue. I think even if they show, it would be largely performative. I see very little chance of anything meaningful emerging from that meeting.
Israel says it has killed 9 scientists and experts involved in Iran's nuclear program during its strikes against the country. Meanwhile, Iranian state media is reporting a new round of Israeli strikes hit several provinces in Iran. This is after a night of mutual missile and drone attacks between the two countries. Both sides claim to have intercepted incoming drones as the exchange of fire intensified overnight. The casualties are mounting. Israeli officials report 3 people killed, dozens more injured. Iran is reporting more than 100 people killed and hundreds more wounded from Israeli strikes, most of them civilians. In Israel, search and rescue crews are out right now searching south of Tel Aviv, where an Iranian missile struck a residential area. And on Friday, Iran's supreme leader issued a warning for Israel's leadership while the Israeli prime minister addressed the Iranian people.
Life will become bitter for them, without a doubt. They should not think they struck and it's over. No, they started this and triggered a war. We will not allow them to walk away unscathed from the great crime they have committed.
Tonight I wish to speak to you, the proud people of Iran. The time has come for you to unite around your flag and your historic legacy by standing up for your freedom from an evil and oppressive regime. It has never been weaker.
CNN's international diplomatic editor Nick Robertson is live in Tel Aviv. Nick, the back and forth continued overnight. Where does things stand this morning, afternoon, where you are?
Yeah, I think because we're now getting a few more details from the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, about the nature of some of these operations, it gives you a sort of a sense of a pause at the moment, even though Israel has been striking inside of Iran. Targets, it seems, in northwestern Iran, right in the west of Iran as well. So sort of on the border and that part of Iranian territory that's, if you will, closest to Israel. And it's included targeting, it appears, a couple of nuclear facilities, a reprocessing facility. The Iranians are saying that damage there is insignificant. But the details that you were just mentioning there about the Israel saying that they have killed 9 Iranian top nuclear scientists. The additional details that we have here, paint the picture of how Israel was able to do that. They say over the past more than a year, they'd intensified intelligence gathering efforts, and that's why they were able to take out these leading scientists, that they're sort of leaders in the field of physics, of mechanics, these key areas in the nuclear industry. They were able to take those people out, if you will. But we're also getting fresh details from the IDF in the last hour or so about casualties to Israeli defense forces. 7 service members, they say, were lightly injured in central Israel, taken to hospital but released home after that. But notwithstanding civilian casualties here in the southern suburbs of Tel Aviv, 2 people killed early in the morning, dozens others injured, another civilian killed overnight, strikes in the center of the city here in the southern suburbs, and intercepts going on across the country. I was talking with you earlier about coming across an intercept missile and watching one of those intercepts play out way out in the desert in Israel. And the intercept missile, if that's what it was still smoldering and smoking in the road. And I think that you get a sense of as an indication, even if you're not involved in a direct hit, you are still in danger. The streets here are much more empty than they would be at a weekend. People are concerned about where this goes to next, because it is in this sort of tit-for-tat stage, if you will. However, there is still a strong sense of this is something that was waiting to happen. There's a feeling that this is the right thing to do, support for the Prime Minister on this account at this moment. But the Defense Minister has warned Iran, if they continue their strikes, the pain will be felt in Tehran, the pain will be felt by the citizens in Tehran. So I think this is a long way from over. And if you will, in this tit-for-tat, Israel just had the last round of strikes, and I think everyone here will be waiting and watching for Iran's move. It's those ballistic missiles, not their drones.
So you see, there's so much that's happening across the globe, and all the industries and various things that are happening. It's overall taking away, oh God, it's just taking away the very, very difficult phase that we are into. So let's just see. After that we'll watch some other videos too. So guys, as you all know, the cryptocurrency, not cryptocurrency, sorry, I was talking about Zbit being launched. Please utilize this opportunity to make some great profits out there, or make some money out there. That is what I can say, because right now there's a campaign that's going on, so you can stand the chance to win up to $1,200 US, which is what is possible on Zbit. So at the moment, so you know this indicator which I was trying to put past few days. So this is what X48 indicator Midnight Hunter looks like. So let's just do the settings for this and see. Okay, so on the first one, on the input side, all you need to do is just go to MACD mode and just enter that. On the style tab, just go and remove everything except shapes and labels. So price has retraced from here to back to this level, but then price has actually come down to this level at 0, but still continues to retrace back. So here is what we got, a perfect entry of buy. So when the price reached this rock bottom 2.99, So from here to here, the move was good enough, I guess. It was almost 1%. There's a lot of volatility for sure. So looks like the price is going to shoot up, I believe. So how far is this indicator working for all you guys? You guys need to test and let me know. Seems like there is. So the price is trying to still retrace from here. So it's although cross 0.618, but this could have been a buying entry for us. So guys, we are still testing all of this, so let's just test this for another week and see how this indicator works for all of us, right? Guys, I'll be back after a small 5 minutes break. Oh my god. Look at that. Somehow on the I think somehow on 1 hour time frame the signals do change, and because what I see on the 1 minute time frame is just not the same as what I see in the 1 hour frame. So while at this point here, this was a perfect buy entry, usually when the triangle and the diamond both coincide at one place, whether it's in red color or in green color, that is your buying and your selling opportunity. Here is where one more opportunity, here also one more opportunity was there. Even here. So 95% accuracy with 95% accuracy wherever the diamond, the green diamond and the triangle is seen, the opportunity for trading, the opportunity for buying and selling is created. You can see on the screen, like here, assuming that these all, bars, these all candles are not there. If there was an entry taken here, you see from here till here, whatever the price movement has been, like from here to here, around 0.83%, the market went up. Now at this point in time, it all depends on us, how much money we are putting into. Here also there was a proper, see, anybody who is willing to take an entry could have taken it here and could have exited here, because a perfect sell entry also was made here, because here it indicated there is a reversal that's happening. So you see the red diamond and the red triangle was made here also, it indicated here. So after which the market went down only. Just a sec, where is my brush? So this was one perfect entry and this was one perfect exit. So you see from here the market went up around 0.8-0.9%. Then once it indicated here that it is taking a reversal, it went again down. So here a perfect entry and exit was created, and this a downward trend, I think this was a, how much percent move? This was also close to 0.83%. So Seems I don't get any perfect entry here. I mean, see how far I've gone. I wanted the X48 indicator coinciding, I mean, crossing with Fibonacci golden wave somehow to so somehow this indicator is not giving me the accurate entry. I don't know something, although I made the so the yellow zone is the golden zone where basically it's the range between 0.5 to 618, which is the Fibonacci golden ratio zone. Somehow both of these should coincide with each other. That's when the perfect entry could have happened, but unfortunately I couldn't locate it anywhere. Let me see on the smaller time frames, maybe if I'm able to find some golden zone here, because on larger time frames I'm not able to get anything, and I can't tell you guys if I found any entry. Yeah, this I am able to find it on smaller time frames. Wait, here this could have been an entry, but you see there's not much of movement, but again the price went down after some time. This doesn't fit into it. So with the X48 indicator, I told you guys, wherever the diamond and the triangle is coinciding, that's where your perfect entry. So you see on the golden zone, okay, on the Fibonacci golden wave. So basically if you're not using Fibonacci retracement, there is another indicator called Fibonacci golden wave, and this golden wave is a combination of two levels, which is if you open its setting, you'll see that the levels are 0.5 to 618. We know that golden ratio is 0.5 to 618, right? So if the price has to retrace back, it will retrace from that level only, and if it retraces below that, then the price tends to take a reversal from there, right? So the golden zone, this yellow lines out here which you see, this yellow lines all over the thing is the golden zone. So it is all the golden ratio basically, if I say, okay. So when I mentioned that on the X48 Midnight Hunter indicator, wherever you see there is a rectangle and a diamond and a triangle is coinciding, both are coinciding, then we get a perfect entry over there. So you can see the price was in the golden ratio here. This is why I was telling you guys that this is the perfect entry, because even the golden zone even on the Fibonacci golden wave, the price is crossing that level, the Fibonacci golden wave level. So this is where hi Nasir, thanks for joining in. Oh, I'm fine. Yes sir, yesterday मैं थोड़ी तबीयत ठीक नहीं थी, अभी I'm fine. तो लार्जर टाइम फ्रेम पे मुझे बेसिकली मिल नहीं रहा है. रुको, एक और कहीं पे एंट्री ढूंढने की कोशिश करते हैं हम लोग. ये एक और हमारा परफेक्ट एंट्री हो सकता था. दिस इज़ वेयर इसे अगर यहाँ पे एंट्री लेते, क्योंकि ये गोल्डन जोन में ही चल रहा है, यहाँ से प्राइस काफ़ी अच्छा बड़ा मूवमेंट लिया है. तो यहाँ से यहाँ पे कितने का मूवमेंट रहा है? ऑलमोस्ट 0.60 का मूव है. चलो छोटा ही है बट इट्स फाइन. अगर यहाँ से यहाँ देखते तो भी 0.86, वो खैर बहुत बड़ा टाइम फ्रेम हो जाता है शायद. नहीं, बड़ा टाइम फ्रेम तो नहीं है, 10-15-20 मिनट की बात है, ठीक ही है. तो आई थिंक somehow this golden zone थोड़ा सा शायद मेरे ख्याल से is not working out on bigger time frames, पर shorter time frames पे ठीक ही है इसका. तो जहाँ कहीं पर भी आप बेसिकली देखते हो कि डायमंड और ट्रायंगल क्रॉस कर रहा है अलॉन्ग विद द गोल्डन जोन, ये तीन चीज़ें जहाँ भी कोइंसाइड होते हैं वहाँ पे आपकी परफेक्ट एंट्री एंड एग्जिट होती है. एग्जिट के लिए तो अभी तक मुझे प्रॉपर कुछ इंडिकेशन मिला नहीं है, तो आई कांट रियली से एट द मोमेंट. मैं अगर परफेक्ट एग्जिट का कोई एग्जाम्पल ढूंढ पाऊंगी तो आप लोग को बताऊंगी कि परफेक्ट एग्जिट का एग्जाम्पल क्या हो सकता है ना. अगर आगे चल के कुछ इंडिकेटर में बनता है तो मैं आपको बताऊंगी. अभी तो फिलहाल ये मान के चले कि जहाँ भी आप डायमंड और ट्रायंगल को क्रॉस होते हुए देखोगे उधर आपकी परफेक्ट एंट्री बनेगी और उधर आपकी परफेक्ट एग्जिट के लिए हम लोग थोड़ा वेट करते हैं. ओके, और विल ट्राई टू टेस्ट दिस ऑन डिफरेंट टाइम जोन्स में भी, दूसरे जोन्स पे भी टेस्ट करके देखेंगे इसको. 1 मिनट के टाइम फ्रेम पे तो ठीक है, 15 मिनट्स पर टाइम फ्रेम पे देखते हैं. यहाँ 2 एग्जिट एंट्रीज बन रही है. सो बेसिकली डिफरेंट टाइम फ्रेम्स पे डिफरेंट इसका okay, let's stick to the 1 minute time frame only. ठीक है guys, let's watch this for some time and see how it is going. अगर आगे फ्यूचर में आगे की कैंडल्स में अगर कोई एग्जिट बनती है तो हम लोग वो वाला पॉइंट पे डिस्कस करेंगे. अभी के लिए तो ये मान के चलते हैं कि बेसिकली जहाँ भी X48 इंडिकेटर जो मिडनाइट हंटर वो यूज़ किया जा रहा है, वो जहाँ कहीं भी आपको डायमंड ट्रायंगल के साथ कोइंसाइड होते देखेगा, दैट विल बी अ पॉइंट ऑफ एंट्री. एग्जिट के लिए थोड़ा सा विल सी. अगेन इसने गोल्डन रेशियो को गोल्डन जोन को क्रॉस किया है. नासिर जी, आपकी ट्रेडिंग कैसी चल रही है? आपने हमारा प्लेटफॉर्म डाउनलोड किया या नहीं किया? अगर नहीं किया हो तो इस QR कोड पे जाकर आप हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म को डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं. Guys, whoever is joining these sessions, प्लीज़ मेक श्योर कि आप Zbit के प्लेटफॉर्म को इस QR कोड के थ्रू डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं और यहाँ पर आप अपनी ट्रेडिंग की जर्नी को शुरू कर सकते हैं. नासिर जी, are you available or have you gone offline? गाइज, आप लोग में से जो भी ऑनलाइन आ रहा है कि मेक श्योर करें Zbit लाइव हो चुका है प्ले स्टोर पर, तो इस QR कोड का इस्तेमाल करके डाउनलोड द ऐप एंड यू कुड स्टैंड द चांस टू विन बेसिकली 1200 वर्थ अप टू क्रिप्टो in the form of Doge, Pepe or Solana or SUI. There's a campaign, there's a contest that's going on, a Zbit app. तो आप अगर वो लॉटरी में पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे तो यू कैन स्टैंड द चांस टू विन वर्थ अप टू $1200. तो $1200 के आसपास तक आपको मिलने के चांसेस हैं. तो फ्री की क्रिप्टो मिल रही है गाइस. गो गेट योर सेल्फ रजिस्टर्ड इज व्हाट आई विल से. Excuse me. Guys, I'll take a small 5 minutes break and I'll join in sometime. Meanwhile, you guys keep watching the markets. I'll be back after 5 minutes small break. So guys, I'm back.
asking. And I'm just going to read out some points from the order, and you could possibly help us understand what this means. The government has ordered enhanced safety inspection of the Boeing 787 fleet of Air India. They've said that there has been an accident, and as a preventive measure, the DGCA, which is the aviation regulator in India, hereby directs Air India to carry out additional maintenance actions on the B787 aircraft equipped with Gen X engines with immediate effect. And this includes one-time check before departure of flight, inspection of fuel parameter monitoring, inspection of cabin air compressor, electronic engine control system test, engine fuel driven actuator operational test and oil system check, serviceability check of hydraulic systems, review of takeoff parameters, flight inspection to be introduced in transit inspection till further notice, power assurance checks to be carried out within 2 weeks, closure of maintenance action based upon the review of repetitive snags during the last 15 days on the B787-89 aircraft at the earliest, and the report of the above checks is to be submitted to the DGCA for review. So they're not grounding the fleet, but what do all these additional checks and maintenance and service measures mean to you?
Well, I think the system works very well in that regard, and here's why. They're not going to ground the fleet, but they're going to do an extensive check on every single 787 out there. And that's important. So they're going to look at every possible thing that could have gone wrong. That's very thorough. That's very necessary. But it's something that I think the aviation community does better probably than any other community. When there's a crash like this, it gets everybody's attention, and for good reason. And it's not something to be, swept under the carpet or just pushed aside. It's something where they're going to stop, basically slow down, take a look at this every 787 to make sure it wasn't something that we missed, and certainly to make sure that it's something that doesn't ever happen again.
Captain Steve, what does this really mean in terms of the reputation of Boeing and GE, the questions that will be raised before them globally, not just in India?
Well, I think it's been a difficult time for Boeing for sure. They've been in the news for not some of the best reasons, but at the same time, you have to look at the product that they put out. I've flown Boeing my entire life. I love Boeing airplanes. They are very intuitive, very well built. And when you think about the thousands and tens of thousands of flight hours and flights that take place every day around the planet, you hear very few issues with airplanes. Unfortunately, when it goes bad, it goes really bad. And then it makes the news all the way around the globe, rightfully so. And then they take it very seriously and make the corrections that they need to. Boeing is on their way over there. I know that for sure. I think with our NTSB is coming over to assist with the investigation. And they'll get to the bottom of this. And if they need to, they will make changes. This won't be something that gets political and they say, we don't want to talk about it. They will make the changes necessary if anything needs to get changed to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Right. Going forward, what are some of the precautions that aviation regulators, especially in India, will have to take?
Well, I think that the two obvious things would be make sure that the fuel is not contaminated, and not that we think that was the main culprit, but it is a possibility. The second is to make sure that the reporting about bird activity is up to date and accurate, and the pilots have the best information out there so that they don't fly potentially into a flock of birds. I don't think personally it was either one of those things. And then there may be some training coming down the road. It's hard to say. I think the first and most important thing is, do a thorough investigation into the airplanes, an examination, an inspection, make sure that there's nothing physically or mechanically wrong with the 787 fleet. And then beyond that, we're going to have to wait for those initial reports to come out to tell us and give us more clarity on exactly what happened.
And Captain Steve, you've flown the 737 MAX. Could you give us a sense about the record of 787 Dreamliner? It's often known as the workhorse, with a strong record as well.
I did not fly the 737 MAX. I know a bunch of 737 MAX pilots. I flew the 757 and 767. But the 787 has been very reliable. I think when it first came out, there was some issues with the battery on the airplane. And it was, I think it created a fire, but just down in the battery compartment. They fixed that very early on. There hasn't been a single issue with that since. And ever since, and the airplane's been in service, I think the one that crashed is been in service for about 11 years, 41,000 hours on it, very reliable airframe. That's what makes me tend to believe it was nothing to do with the airplane itself. It may have been something else that created that loss of lift over the wing. And again, hopefully within the next few days, we'll find out exactly what that was.
You know, I would like to ask you once again, and this is as per your video, you said that when the flight was taking off, it's unlikely there was a flap issue, because if it had been, then there would have been a very loud warning sign. Is that correct, Captain Steve?
That's correct. So this particular airplane, the 787, has what's called an electronic checklist. Now, some older model airplanes have a paper checklist, and you just read off a card, and you could potentially skip a step on that if you just missed it. And if that step was the flaps, then you might forget to raise the flaps. The checklist on a 787 is integrated into the airplane. You have to go in and physically click a button to check off the flaps. They would have had to override that item on the checklist on purpose, and there are two checklists that have the flaps on them, so you'd have to override both of those checklists. Both pilots would have to do that. And then once you take the runway and push the power up for takeoff, the airplane knows you intend to go flying, and if it's not configured properly, the flaps aren't out, a warning light comes on the screen in front of you. Two large warning lights come on in front of both pilots. They're bright red and they flash, and then a deafening horn goes off, and it doesn't stop until you pull the power back and you stop the takeoff roll. It is not possible that they took off with all of that noise and all of those lights flashing. It's just not a possibility in my mind.
Right. The pilot made a mayday call soon after takeoff. Could you once again, for the benefit of our viewers, Captain Steve, sum up what you think may have gone wrong, the most possible theory according to you?
Well, if the pilot is expecting to climb out and have a certain amount of lift on his wings, and he doesn't get it, and he begins to lose airspeed, and the airplane begins to settle in and lose altitude, the last thing he's going to do is key that microphone and declare a mayday. He's letting everybody else know he's got a problem. He's still trying to save the airplane. You can see there, right about this point in the flight, he gets up to about 300 feet. The airplane starts to lose lift. He begins to descend down. The natural thing is to pull back on the airplane as you get closer to the ground, hoping to get some more lift out of those wings. He didn't have any at this point. And again, the two theories are still out there: loss of power, or the flaps were being retracted at that point by mistake. We're going to see which one happens, but it's just sad. I think they did a valiant job trying to save that aircraft, and unfortunately it turned out to be a tragic accident.
Absolutely. And, you know, our hearts, our prayers and condolences to the families of the pilots and everyone who was there on board. It is only they who know what really went wrong, and I'm sure the pilots are very experienced and they tried their best. So what you're trying to say, Captain Steve, is that possibly instead of pulling up the landing gear, there could have been a miscalculation by pressing the lever, which is used for the flaps. Is that what you're trying to say, if you were to put it simply?
That is a potential cause of this accident. We'll find out in the days to come.
Right. By when do you expect, and how do you see the US authorities actually helping India? You've got the National Transportation Safety Board here as well. What are they going to do in terms of investigations?
Well, I think they'll assist the local authorities in the investigation. They've been investigating aircraft for decades, and they will know exactly what to look at. These are either experienced pilots that have gone to work with the NTSB, or they're experienced investigators and engineers that work with it. They know how the mechanics of these things work. They know exactly what they're looking at in the video. I'm looking at video. I think I know what is going on. These folks know even more what's going on. They are really experts in this area, and I think they'll be very helpful in getting to the bottom of this rather quickly.
Right. And finally, as an experienced pilot and as a veteran of this community, what would be your message to those who lost their lives on board that ill-fated flight? That would be our final question to you, Captain Steve. We'd like to really thank you for your time and joining us in this hour of crisis. But we'd like you to leave us with a message for all those who died in that plane crash and their families.
Well, it's very sad to watch this, and nobody expects to get on an airplane and lose their life. And it's such a rare occurrence these days that it is shocking when we see it. But it's the suddenness of it, I think, catches all of us off guard. And, I'm a man who prays for people, and we've already prayed, and we're going to continue to pray for the families and the one survivor, at least so far, and that hopefully there's no more dead found in any of those buildings. But we'll do everything we can. I'll do everything I can as a pilot to make sure that my airplane is safe and that the passengers that are entrusted to me are kept safe when I take them on a trip. And every pilot has that, they have that dedication and that devotion to their passengers. And so, again, my thoughts and prayers go out to the folks who lost somebody in this tragic accident.
Right. Captain Steve, thank you very much for joining us with that perspective on what possibly may have gone wrong on board that flight. Of course, a lot of questions will be answered by authorities in the days to come. With that, it's a wrap on this special broadcast. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Listen, sorry to interrupt, but it really is important for us. If you can just hit the like and subscribe button, that allows us to bring you the very best financial intelligence and the best.
4 years on. It's been hard to get there. But what is about to happen at Real Vision not only changes the experience for the members, but it might well change the entire finance industry.
I'm Damien Horner, the co-founder of Real Vision, and in this 4-part series, I'm going to take you on a journey into the future. We're going to explore how the next generation of the internet is going to change all of our lives. And we're starting the story with Real Vision, because they're about to do something quite remarkable. In fact, this move is so significant, I went out to Grand Cayman to chat with Raoul and get under the skin of what's happening. Okay, so you've got a big announcement, and I know Real Vision seems always have lots of announcements because it's a journey. It's an ongoing journey of development, but this is a big one. Tell me about it. What are you doing?
Well, it's kind of been a long time coming.
Right.
Because don't forget, we pioneered crypto and Web3 from when we first started, back in 2004.
Way back.
The first ever video.
Yeah.
And I've always said it's going to change how the internet works and how the financial system works. But it took us time to go there, because we need to educate people on roots.
Yeah.
But then once we educated them, we now need to deliver on the promises of Web3. And what we're going to do is we're going to build the future of Real Vision on a blockchain, which is SUI.
Okay, so wait a sec. If I'm a member, what's the benefit?
The idea is to build trust.
Okay.
Web3 is all about trust. In a world now where we have AI, we don't know who's human and who's not. Also, in a world of Web3, using a token can be a loyalty system. So we can see what you're doing on the platform and reward you for that. Maybe you're a long-term subscriber, you renew every year, maybe you get loyalty points. But unlike airline loyalty points, where they keep issuing more of them and you can buy less with it, a million miles gets you to London to Birmingham, it's like useless. So the idea is to create a trust layer where you get to participate in the community. In a world of Web3, using a token can be a loyalty system. So we can see what you're doing on the platform and reward you for that. Maybe you're a long-term subscriber, you renew every year, maybe you get loyalty points. But unlike airline loyalty points, where they keep issuing more of them and you can buy less with it, a million miles gets you to London to Birmingham, it's like useless. So the idea is to create a trust layer where you get to participate in the community, the ecosystem of Real Vision. Maybe you're a content provider, you're providing trade ideas or research notes or anything else, organizing events. You start to get loyalty points which are on-chain, and those will be in your wallet. And a wallet will be abstracted away, so it's just part of your account.
Right.
And it makes it super easy. Again, this is the technology SUI allows us to build. And so we can then collect them, have proof of them. So it's to create a sense of community and loyalty, but also trust. Because if in a world of AI, somebody's posting trade ideas, somebody's commenting on the platform, are you real or are you AI? Okay, this is a really important part of who is who in the internet world, because now we're bringing agents and people. It's okay to have agents. We will have agents with trade ideas, but people need to know that it's AI.
Hi, Raoul here. Listen, I think we've got till 2030 before the economic singularity arrives. Now, it might not be the exact date, but it's around then. So we have about 6 years to figure out how to unfuck our future. I've put together a report to help you called Prepare for 2030. It's going to help you take the first steps in that journey to make sure you're secure past 2030. So just click on the link below and start your journey now.
So that's one of the big changes that is coming. It's this trust layer.
And presumably that's going to lead to closer connections with other people in the community, because I'm going to get to know them better. Can I see other people's rankings,
credentials? Exactly. Now, it may be the credentials that you've been putting up great trade ideas, and they're verified on-chain. So they're immutable. They can't go away. So I know Damien is a terrible trader.
That's absolutely
and I will never follow you. But the reality is, is it's also other credentialization. We as humans credentialize by what do you wear, where do you hang out, what do you drive. All of these things are harder on online worlds.
Yeah.
But with this, you'll be able to see, oh, he's been a Real Vision member for 10 years. And he's also gone to these events as part of these groups. And that credentialization gives you an importance within the community, is a social signifier, and allows you to connect with other people of commonality of interest.
And presumably I can see that person's ideas, I can see their comments, I get a proper understanding of whether that's somebody...
And how many points they've accumulated becomes transparent. So it's not like me lying to you saying, look at all of my American Airlines points.
Yes.
This is...
Which you do.
Which I do, to claim I'm important. But this will be credentialized. I'll be able to look at Damien's wallet and see
very little in there.
Very little in there because But yes, so that's the idea as well. So it builds trust amongst people.
Okay.
And it builds trust with the outside world, that this is a trusted place for the exchange of ideas, the exchange of thoughts, the community of people getting together. Who are we?
Yeah.
Who am I dealing with? Trust and the depth of community that comes with the reward system, the behavioral rewards that you can do within Web3.
So Real Vision is about to move to Web3, but actually that's not the big story here. It's really about what that transition will enable, which is giving the investors and traders on the Real Vision platform even greater access to the power of the community hive mind and the ability to translate those insights into rewards and actionable ideas.
Let's say you and I are both posting trade ideas.
Yeah.
And they're on chain, they're recorded. So I now know, or you can tell, is Raoul any good or not? So maybe in the future, that something becomes investable via a token. I can invest in Raoul's ideas. Or we could get a group of us together and say, well, here's Real Vision's best ideas. So now you've built this idea around crowdsourced asset management, where it's all on chain, it's all transparent, and there could be one token that I buy, and it's Real Vision's best ideas.
Okay, so crowdsourced asset management, just explain that in more detail, because that sounds like a really clever idea.
Yeah, so the history of Web3 and the internet currently is the move from centralization to decentralization. In finance, that was what crypto did. It took it out of the power of the central banks and the power of the banks themselves and gave it to the people. Now, the obvious logical step is that one of the largest parts of the entire financial system is asset management. And that is held by gatekeepers, big financial firms. But really, do we need those gatekeepers? Do we need to pay them? Because there's a book called Super Forecasting that shows that if you get a group of ordinary people who are well educated and smart, like the Real Vision audience, and you give them a task, which is figure out the best investments. They may not be investment professionals, but given a community and an exchange of ideas, they outperform the experts because they're broader and deeper, and they have all sorts of knowledge that others don't have. And that book really changed my whole perception. It's like, oh, we could do something much bigger here, which is the multi-trillion-dollar asset management business. We could all become asset managers as a group because we've been educated on Real Vision content, we've been talking to each other, exchanging ideas, and then we could create an ability to invest in those ideas.
And presumably there can be different kinds of those collaborative groups.
So many. It could
specialise in different areas, or...
We're not there yet, but equities and stuff will all end up being tokenized. So it could be equities, it could be crypto, it could be anything. It could be Damien's best ideas. It could be an AI portfolio that competes within the Real Vision League of Traders. And we can invest in that. Or it could be somebody says, I'm going to create an index of Web3 gaming businesses.
So we can learn from each other, but we can also financially benefit from that shared knowledge.
So now you're a Real Vision member, you've proven your credentials, and it's immutable, it's on chain, and somebody says, well, Damien's really good at this.
I don't think they would, but let's imagine. Let's fantasize.
Probably not with you, but... Maybe somebody else, but they would say, oh, he's really good at this. I would like to follow his trade ideas and invest in them. Now, at first, we could just copy trade you.
Yeah.
That's one way of doing it.
Yeah.
But even better is if there's a Damien token, which is his medium-term time horizon crypto portfolio.
Yeah.
And I like, this is really good. I could maybe buy a token in that, and then you get paid performance fees and management fees. So now you're a hedge fund.
Wow.
Now, there's some legalities and stuff. This is where the industry is going, and everybody knows it. It's hugely disruptive.
But this step to Web3 is how we get there.
That's right. Because at first we need to prove that you can't change your ideas, you can't pretend your track record's better than it is. Like on X right now, you don't know whether somebody's actually made the trade.
Yeah.
You don't know whether they've changed their ideas, deleted the post. None of that can happen.
Yeah.
And it's all verifiable. And it can't be changed. You can then get the whole community's ideas together and create baskets of ideas. The best trade ideas on Real Vision. And that can become like an ETF, but tokenized. So this is where I think this is all going, which is crowdsourced asset management.
My mind is racing at the moment with ideas. There's so many opportunities that could come out of this. So I just want to ask you about one aspect of this. Let's say there is a group that I trust and that I like, and I've been following within the Real Vision community, and I like their ideas, and I want to invest in the things that they are talking about. How do I do that? Do I then have to go off and find a trading platform, or is there a way to seamlessly...
So eventually there'll be a token, and you'll be able to execute directly on the platform that group's token.
Oh, wow.
But in the interim step, because that's still quite far ahead for the industry to get to, legalities and all of this stuff, is simply I can just copy your ideas. Now, copy trading is not something new, but that social proof trading where you come up with an idea, and I say, you know what, I love Damien's 3 trades. I click execute, and it goes straight into my brokerage account or straight into my wallet on the Real Vision platform.
Wow, okay.
So if you think Real Vision started off as ideas, it's now user-generated content, crowdsourced ideas, and now it's going to go to execution as well. So you can kind of manage your whole financial journey on Real Vision. And it could be integrating with your brokerage account, or it could be straight into the wallet that we set up.
Okay, so this is big. I can see how big this is, and I can understand now why you have to move to Web3. But how do you do that? How does anyone build anything on Web3? You talked about SUI, but what does that mean exactly?
It's not straightforward because it's a different way of doing things.
Yeah.
So it requires some expertise that we don't really have in-house.
Not many people will, I guess.
No, but it's not a problem because one of the great things about SUI, and some of the other big blockchains to be fair, they have a lot of support systems, whether it's how to build in the Move language, how to write in the Move language. They've got AI to help you do that and debug stuff. But also they've got teams in-house to help onboard Web 2 businesses into Web 3. You see, don't forget, they came out of Facebook. Their job, their vision, is to change all of Web 2 to Web 3. So they've got to make it easy for people to do.
It's clear that this is going to be a massive opportunity for Real Vision members. But we also want you to consider how to factor in the role that Web3 will play when it comes to thinking about your investments and identifying the unicorns of the future. So with that in mind, let's find out more about SUI, the company that's helping Real Vision make this transition to Web3. So Christian, SUI are teaming up with Real Vision. But is this move to Web3 something that any company could do, or is this is this just something for an organization like Real Vision?
We all made this interesting transition into the internet.
Yes.
Right? And that was Web 1. Right? And that opened up a world of possibility, not only for people, but for business.
The world changed.
The world changed. It was a fundamental shift in how we are as a society. And then we moved into this environment that we called Web 2. And that was commerce and Amazon and Facebook, and it was the ability to connect and conduct business, and every company in the world opened up a website and had an ability to interact with their customers in new ways. And so we've been living in that environment now for a couple of decades. Right?
That is indispensable to our lives, work lives, personal lives. It's the fabric of how we function nowadays.
100%.
Yeah.
So the question then is, do we remain in that environment or do we evolve? Right? And so if the answer to that question is, well, certainly we're going to evolve, then the next obvious question is what do we evolve to? And so we have these interesting technologies that are being built now, right? We have artificial intelligence, we have robotics, we have this idea of quantum computing, we have blockchain, we have crypto, we have all of these unique sorts of technologies that are purpose-built in their own right to do specific things. What Web3 is likely to be is the idea of interacting with your customers in new, unique, novel ways. It really is what every business wants, regardless of size.
Yes. I totally understand and I love it. But is this, okay, one day, maybe in the future, perhaps in 10 years' time, or is this happening now? I mean, Real Vision is starting the journey now. Are they going early, or is this something that's already happening?
So I would say that we're 8 or 10 years in meaningful ways.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are, if you look at the adoption of technologies, we're right on the precipice of watching these technologies converge in a meaningful way. And the infrastructure that is required to do that.
This space battle made video game history. Thousands of players flying player-built ships, each with their own story, ambition and agenda. Real choices, real betrayals, real consequences. Join them today.
Is something like SUI.
Right.
Right? We all came from a place where we served 3.5 billion people a day.
Which was Facebook.
Facebook.
Meta.
Yes. Yeah. So we certainly understand scale.
Yeah.
We understand how to do these things inexpensively, very rapidly, safely. We will provide the coordination layer that allows these various technologies to interact with each other in meaningful ways for people, for businesses, for institutions, for enterprise, for government, because they're all interconnected.
And so if I'm running a business, should I be making the move now, or should I wait and see?
I don't think the move ever ends. It's literally like the journey from Web 1 into Web 2 into Web 3. It hasn't ever stopped.
There wasn't a date.
No, there's not a start and a stop.
It kind of happened.
You just begin to. So I think as a business, you have to make the logical decision.
Yes.
To continue the evolution of your business, and this is the next logical place to.
And presumably, I mean, there's SUI, there's Ethereum, there's Solana. There are different ways to do this. Why would I go with SUI? Why have Real Vision chosen to go with SUI? I mean, Real Vision won't be a SUI company. You know, I think they believe in a multi-chain world. But how does that fit? How do I make those choices?
What is incumbent? What is required for technologists is to version out the things that you do to a place where you have product market fit, where you have the ability to do the things that you need to do at scale, at speed, and safely.
Right.
And I can make a very strong argument that SUI is the first one to be able to do that, and is probably the only one for a while that will be able to do that.
Right.
Can you use other kinds of infrastructure? Of course you can. Should you? No.
Okay, Real Vision have started this journey. We all know Ralph, he knows his shit when it comes to this kind of thing, and what he wants to do with the platform is really quite extraordinary. How do you see the Real Vision experience being used as a kind of a model for others? Because a lot of people will be watching this and want to learn how to make the same move.
Yeah, the great thing about this is that it's not a one-size-fits-all thing, right? It's the technologies are very malleable,
right?
And so Real Vision has decided on its own journey. So what it will be is an interesting exemplar. It's not something that you would copy one for one into another business. It is the opportunity for any kind of a business owner or any kind of a decision maker around, technological solutions to be able to, customize their own experience for their need.
And thinking about it from an investor point of view, which obviously a lot of the Real Vision audience are, they're investing at one level or another. Forgetting about investing in SUI or a token or even investing in Real Vision, but should they be looking at businesses that are thinking about the move to Web3? Is that a signifier of opportunities that might open up to those businesses? Should that be something that people use as a filter when looking at their investment decisions?
Anytime that you're looking at investment opportunities, the people that are leading that company should have a very clear vision of what it is they're headed to and why. And if they don't have that, there's a problem there.
And do you think Web3 is one of those, should be one part of that vision?
As it relates to Web3 and the adoption of it by companies, there will be a lot of opportunity to interact with customers and vendors and other parts of your supply chain in a way that would look foreign to you today, but tomorrow will not.
So we've heard from Raoul about the significance of Real Vision's impending shift to Web3, and we've also heard from Christian about how SUI are enabling that transition. But why are we telling this story? Well, it's not just because it's so damned exciting for Real Vision or its members. It's also because we want you to see how the transition to Web3 is going to redefine businesses around the world. And that's something every investor should be aware of and thinking about. So really, if we strip everything away, this is about the community, which is something that Real Vision has always been about, but it's really doubling down on the power of a community and it enabling me, both intellectually but also potentially even financially.
Yeah. The idea is all in the power of the hive mind. It's not me as a content provider. It's not Real Vision. It's the members. They're super smart. They've educated themselves. They've gone through the journey. They're posting ideas. They're sharing ideas. Their successes, their failures. It's all online.
Yeah.
We've been planning the next iteration of the Real Vision platform that's really going to lead into user-generated content, trade ideas, all of the things that we've talked about. So that will set up the community for success. Community success is what Web3 is going to be all about. So we first have to rebuild the platform. We have to take into account what are the Web3 elements that we will be launching, and then we'll integrate the Web3 elements. So most people won't even notice it, but before they know it, they're running credentialization. Their ideas are being stored on chain, and people are starting to realize, okay, this is a whole new world. And if we can turn that into something that supercharges your investment journey or anybody in the community's investment journey, okay, then we've let lightning out of the bottle.
Almost everyone watching this video will have experienced one digital revolution in their lifetimes, one that changed all the rules. Whether it was the launch of the internet, the arrival of social media, Bitcoin and digital currencies, cloud storage, or simply companies like Netflix, PayPal, Uber, Zoom, and Amazon totally turning sectors upside down and creating brand new and exciting investment opportunities. It feels like Web3 could be the next leap forward in this long line of revolutionary and digitally driven shifts. And what's clear is that the companies that get in there first will be in pole position to set the new agenda. In this series, we're going to give you front row seats to watch the change and learn from it in real time. Next month, we talk to some of the businesses that are already starting on this journey and look at how they see the future that's about to change for us all.
So with that, we come to an end of the session today. So thank you so much, guys, for all the people who have joined these sessions, for what little time you guys have supported us. You know for a fact that our platform is live on Play Store. So if you haven't downloaded the app, still you need to go download it and enter into the contest that's going on to stand a chance to win the free crypto that is available for all of you. So guys, make sure you download this app and get the most out of it. So I think this last piece of information, whatever we have seen, also was good enough. There's a lot more advancements coming on various networks, and SUI is definitely one of the very promising projects. So every now and then we will see that there's something coming on that platform or on that network which will have us all, striving for more and more. So guys, hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow at the same time between 4 to 8 p.m. Dubai time. And with this indicator, whatever we are using right now, whether it's Fibonacci golden wave or the X48 indicator, the midnight hunter, are you able to make any kind of right kind of decisions and right kind of right kind of trade activities? Like, you are able to do it? Let me know so that we can have more discussions on this, and we will catch at the same time tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you guys between 4 to 8 p.m. Thank you once again, and do make sure to download the ZBit app.